All right, guys, we're recording, and I'm going to switch off my microphone, and we're going to go over to the other camera. And here we are, guys. What you can see right now here. These are my girls. Well, they're also my tools. Not just knives. Some people say, chef, it's just a kitchen knife. No, in the kitchen, in a pro kitchen, these are our tools. This is what we use. These are the tools we use to create the food that we're going to put out for people. And I'll let you guys know right now, I'm going to showcase a couple different knives. What I'm going to showcase right now is I'm going to showcase how to sharpen a double bevel knife. And I'm also going to show you how we sharpen a single bevel knife. Like, chef, what's a single bevel knife? A single bevel knife is a knife that only has one edge. So I'm actually going to move the camera around, and I'm going to show you guys this right now. And here we are. I'm going to lower this a little bit so we can get a little better angle. Here we are. This is where we're going to sharpen. Now, when I sharpen a knife, I have different levels of stones, different levels of grips. I have this here is a 3,000 grit stone. This is for putting the edge on the knife. This is a 6,000 grit stone. This is for polishing my edge of the knife and getting the little fine stuff. And this is a kangaroo leather strop. I strop my knives, and the stuff on this leather is one micron diamond spray. There's actually little flecks of diamond in this spray. I put this stuff on the leather, and I actually run my knives across it to get rid of the burrs off of it and then to give it a really nice edge. So what I'm going to show you guys is my latest acquisition. This is a 9-inch cleaver. It's big. It looks good. It feels good in my hand. I like a cleaver. I actually was just watching this on TikTok, and yes, Chef Tom TikToks. Actually, when I actually use a cleaver, because I'm so tall, I can actually stand upright and I'm not hunched over, which is great when you're cutting. So this is a double bevel knife. I'm going to wet down my stone here. Now, before you do this on your own, free-handed, use an angle guide. And I have a few of them here. This right here is an angle guide. You put this on the back of your knife, you set it up like this, and it actually holds your knife at the angle you want it. I've been doing this for about 2 years. I don't need an angle guide. I'm going to put my knife right here, right at the angle I want. And I'm going to run it like that. Or you can sharpen it like this. I'm going to go like this. As you can see, all that dirt that's getting on that stone right now is all metal. So I'm going to flip it over like this. Everybody's asking, well, Chef, why are you sharpening like that? Because I'm left-handed. Or else you can go like this. You can bring it like this. And bring it like this. I would rather just go like this. Make it less complicated. Make it a little bit easier for me. And sometimes you scrape a little stone off. These are fabricated stones, man-made. They're not natural stones. I'm actually looking into getting some natural stones because they're actually really cool. So I just did this on the 3,000 grit stone. Then I'm going to do this on the 6,000 grit stone. I have this over a sheet tray because I want the water to drip under there. This frame right here actually attaches to a sink if you want to do it over a sink at home. And you can actually sharpen your knives over a sink. Now, I'm a very big person when it comes to making sure knives are sharp. My nephews both work with knives. I bought them their own knife sets, and I've bought each one of my oldest nephews their own sharpening stones. Because my nephew Tyler is an executive chef in Oregon, and my nephew Nathan loves to fish, and he's passionate about fishing. So we're going to do this again. I'm going to bring this over. I'm going to polish it up a little bit. This is a 6,000 grit sharpening stone. Now, if you wonder, where'd you get these stones, Chef? I got them at Bernal Cutlery in San Francisco. They're local. Sometimes I can order them at Chef Knives to Go, but I recommend if you want to buy a good knife, buy a good sharpening stone, go to Bernal Cutlery, go to their website. You can order it online. Now, are the knives at Bernal Cutlery expensive? Oh, yeah. This knife right here was $90. But you know what? There's an old saying, guys. You get what you pay for. If you pay for a good quality knife, if you pay good money for a knife, you're going to get good quality. So I'm going to move this over here. This is the strop. I'm going to set it down here. And I'll just have it at an angle right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to strop it. Bring it down like that. There's diamond spray on this leather, and it's getting rid of all the burrs off of my blade. That's it. Now you're wondering, Chef, well, how do you know if it's sharp? Let's show you. Take an old piece of paper, grab it like this. I think we're good. All right, that is a double bevel knife. Now let me show you a single bevel knife. This right here is what they call a yanagi, Japanese style knife, or a yanagiba. This is more Chinese style. This is Japanese style. This is a yanagiba. This knife is basically used in the preparation of sushi. Oh, by the way, sushi chefs starting pay $124,000 a year. Anybody wants to be a sushi chef might want to consider it. I'm going to clean my knife off. Now, this is a single bevel knife. What does this mean? It means it only has one edge. As you can see right there, the edge is on this side. Right there. It's flat on this side and has the bevel on this side. This yanagiba is made for somebody who's left-handed. Otherwise, it'd be the opposite direction. Now, we have two yanagiba knives here in-house made by Mercer, and they're both geared for someone who's right-handed. I'm not right-handed. The best chefs are left-handed. Gordon Ramsay's left-handed. So I'm going to show you guys how do we sharpen a single bevel knife. Here we go. You have to lay it down flat first. Bring it up, put pressure, bring it back. I put pressure on it when I pull it back, release the pressure when I move it forward. Now, Chef, what about the other side? So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this up on its secondary bevel right here. Then we're going to go like this. I'm going to put the pressure on and not put too much pressure on there because I don't want to chop up the I don't want to chop up my sharpening stone. But what I have in my toolbox is I have what we call a flattening stone. And the flattening stone is if you take a chunk out of your sharpening stone, you use your flattening stone, you run it across, and you actually level it out. Because if your sharpening stone's not level, you're going to have an unlevel edge on your blade. So I'm going to go over here to my 6,000 grit stone. Same thing. I'm going to lay it flat, pull the pressure back, and just keep going. Now, I was using this knife, and I ran it through a piece of paper, and it was catching and stuff, and I don't want that. I want my knives to be nice and sharp. Because remember, guys, we said before, an absolute sharp knife gives you absolute control over what you're doing. And you guys already know the most unsafe knife in the kitchen is a dull knife. So I'm going to put this on here again. We're going to get that secondary bevel. We're going to grab it and we're going to go with it. And yes, guys, that's metal coming off of this knife. And I have to be careful because this knife isn't stainless steel. All the knives you guys use here in the kitchen are stainless steel. This is carbon steel, high carbon steel. This is either white #2 or blue #2 steel, which is very, very expensive. And you know what? Carbon steel holds an edge very, very well. But the problem with carbon steel blades is if you leave them wet, they will rust on you. And I don't want that. So I have just sharpened my Yanagiba. You can see the edge is a little bit polished on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it across the strop, and then we're going to try it again. So we got our Yanagiba right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm going to adjust my camera angle right there. Right, so I'm going to strop this blade right here. I'm going to go across flat first. Oh. I want to get the burrs off of it. I want to make sure it's nice. I want to make sure it's cutting smooth. When you go to sushi restaurants and you see all the fish sliced really, really thin, this is the knife they use for it. This thing keeps sliding on me. So I'm going to run this across the strop a couple times. I'm going to wipe it off. And, well, Chef, how sharp is it? Let's readjust our camera angle again. Right here. I think we're good. Looks good. It's done. And then what I do, guys, always protect your blades. I put mine in a wooden saya because I've actually had these plastic blade guards and I've used them before where these have actually broken and my knives have cut through them because they're so sharp. So sayas are great. They don't make sayas for knives this big. They do make it for another style of Chinese cleaver, but I gave that to my nephew, of course. I always give him all my good stuff. You know, I like that, but it's cool. So, guys, that is how I keep my knife sharp. I have sharpening stones here that you guys are going to learn how to use. Culinary 2, you guys are going to be responsible for making sure all the knives in the kitchen are sharp. That's going to be your job. I hope it's worth it. All right, so I'm going to get back over to the table. It's almost 9:45. We're almost done with class. All right, guys, any questions on knife sharpening? And is there anybody who showed up while I was doing the demonstration? Let's check the list right now. I want to make sure I get people on the list. Check Culinary 2 first. Matthias is here. Awesome. Matthias, good to see you. Let's check if Virgilio showed up. Virgilio's here. Awesome. Very cool. Anybody from Culinary 1? Savannah, are you here? Nope. Did Jamari come in? No. Jason Ortega, you're here. Ethan? Nope. Darian, did you come in? No. And then Luis is not here. So everybody's here. Awesome, guys. Guys, any questions on knife sharpening? The new kitchen, Gabe? The new kitchen's going to be at C6. Francisco, what's your question? I'll be more than happy to answer it. Send it to me in the chat, guys. You honestly forgot it. Really?